Hey, it's Coach Tulin. So I'm starting a video diary of sorts as I've just committed to something that is way scary, way outside my comfort zone, but I really feel like that I'm in the right mental space to be able to do this. Like, I'm ready to do this. Okay, so you ready? I've committed to do the Beachbody Classic next year. So what's the Beachbody Classic? A physique competition. Which is so funny. But anyway, so here's the deal. I've done a really good job of maintaining a 70-pound weight loss. At my very, very highest, before I started about 3 years ago in September, I hit roughly 350 pounds. Was no longer looking at specific numbers. I just saw the scale keep going and going and going. I knew where I was headed. I knew where I was, but that was it. And this is right when I started my journey, and I had actually gained quite a bit of that back, what I'd lost, because I let work get in the way and life's issues and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, I'm an expert at quitting. I'm an expert at starting and quitting. I'm an expert at being a victim of my circumstance. I'm an expert at blaming everybody else. I'm an expert at every one of the disorders I've had and symptoms. I own that shit, because once you get finally diagnosed with PCOS and that kind of stuff, it's like, finally, there's a name, and look at all these pills I'm on, and see, I really am sick. Like, that was kind of stuff that's going on in my head, and I had to make sure that everybody always knew everything that was wrong, and if they had a negative opinion about me, then that must be what was true. And I just really lived in that world, and after we've been through all the things we've been through, and the homeless system going broke, and blah, 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 it was really easy to allow the definition of others define you, and people love to kick when you're down, but that's a choice. Like, feeling overwhelmed is a choice. Like, allowing to be a victim is a choice. Allowing myself to be defined by those things was a choice. So what's happened is that when I started back on the journey, after I put on the weight again, by building somebody else's dream and working 18-hour days and 48 hours straight at the end of every single month, and whatever their crazy dream was, I would go and make it happen and pick up all the pieces, and I really was the right hand in this operation. I couldn't do that anymore, and my health was really suffering, and so it all creeped back on. So when I started back about 3 years ago in September, I was roughly 330 pounds, over 330, and the weight came on differently. So if you look at my pictures, like I have my blue bikini pictures of when I first started, and then I have another picture where it's like this bandeau bikini top, and then you can barely see the bikini bottom, like you gotta kind of look because my belly's covering it up. That was the closer to 350, and you can see the difference in how my body has shaped. Anyways, long story short, or long story longer, last year I went to a therapist named Dr. Michaela Sarno at the recommendation of Shalene Johnson. And I learned a lot with her. She really is an expert in EMDR, but what I really learned with her, what I loved, was it was progress. It was moving forward and really figuring some of the stuff out. And one of the things that I really struggled with was I wanted just to feel safe and secure, and she told me the world has never been safe and secure. And that was such a huge pivotal moment for me, that I recognized what I was working for and what I really wanted were not conducive to how the world works. Shit's still going to happen. The universe still throws things my way. Illness is going to happen. People are still going to die. Work issues are going to come up. People are going to get mad at me. I'm going to get mad at other people. I mean, just things are going to happen. The car is going to break down. The sink is going to leak. I'm going to hurt my knee like I just did recently, or whatever it is. The stuff is still going to happen, but I decided that that's fine. I get that, but, don't believe me, just watch. I'm just going to get through it, right? I'm just going to pump through it. So one of the things that she had told me was, don't stress out about weight loss. I was like, what? What do you mean, don't stress out about weight loss? I mean, I don't focus on weight loss. I focus on health gains, but the reality is that should be happening. Well, I maintained. And I didn't quite get it until, honestly, about a month and a half ago. I went, oh my gosh, it all makes sense now. What I had to do was really work on the weight that was between my ears, the junk, the baggage, all the things that I allowed myself to be defined by, me being a victim, etc., etc., etc. All those things that were going on, I had really worked on those things consciously and unconsciously, and I've never felt freer and more alive and just really owning where I was every single day, and not belittling or berating or having a negative thought about my body at all. Nothing. Like, that demon, when they popped up on my shoulder, that used to be like really big and really big voice, like, was so quiet. It would be a whisper, and every once in a while I'd listen, but the new habits that I've been building, the new habits that I've learned, the new habits that I helped other plus size women learn in my plus size support groups, or even just sharing on social media, I was applying all that stuff. You guys, I'm not an expert in these things. I'm an expert at life. I'm an expert at, you know, being all spectrums of the eating disorder. I'm an expert at sharing my story and hoping that it inspires others. This is part of my therapy. And so I am really proud that I basically maintained a 70 to 80 pound weight loss, something like that. That is really huge. I've never done that in my life. I always spiral back out of control. And I'm one of those women, when you talk about being able to gain weight quickly, I gain it very, very, very rapidly. So here I am. I decided to commit to the Beachbody Classic. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing, what I already did today. So I'm going to be doing CIZE, which I've already been doing, and I love CIZE. That's Shanti's new workout. You hear me talking about all the time. Here's the hat. Hold on. Now you can see what my hair looked like underneath. It's a mess because I just got done with the gym. And I'm doing Body Beast. And that's my son, which he's going to make sure he stays out of the frame so I can do this video. So I have cats jumping all over me, my son sitting behind me, like I'm a mom, right? Like my husband's working next to me. This is like, hi, this is what's going on in my life right now. So anyway, so I did CIZE today and I did Body Beast. I did Body Beast chest and tries and I killed it. And during that time of my workout, I swear to you, I thought of nothing else. I went to the gym and actually worked out, a local gym, and I had my headphones on. So imagine I'm in the big, like, whatever you call it, like the aerobics room, right? And I'm doing CIZE with my headphones on. I'm breathing hard. You know, some people doing yoga. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, you guys. Some people doing yoga in the corner, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, bah, 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 doing my CIZE with nobody being able to hear the music. So talk about a moment of just being lost in the moment. I didn't realize all that until I was done. And then I went and I hit chest and tries. So that's what I'm going to be doing for right now. It's going to be that cardio. It's going to be that workout program. And then I'm going to be working in PIYO because one of the things is that since my business has exploded and I'm helping other plus size women be able to learn how to help other plus size women while they're on their journey, I found myself sitting a lot more. And I had a Fitbit that I lost that really, really, really cemented that for me. So I'm going to also be incorporating PIYO 2 to 3 times a week, but I'm not really worried about the more intense PIYO workouts. I'm really looking at it from a perspective of really stretching and elongating my muscles, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a lot of nourishment, you know, the weight training, the cardio, the stretch. That's the way I'm doing it. Right now I'm drinking my Shakeology and I put in the, what do you call it? The Power Greens Boost, which is something that just came out. I'm really incorporating a lot more greens in my diet and really working on putting more of a plant-based nutrition system. I'm a big fan of, actually the cover fell off, but this is Darren Aline's book. I'm listening to it on Audibles and actually reading it. And I'm just really in that headspace now. Like, I wasn't there on day one. I was not here on day one. I wasn't even ready for this a year ago. I'm now ready for it. And what's really important for me as I progress on this journey and as I share it with all of you is to really continue to focus on, I don't care what size I am by the time the physique competition comes up or the Beachbody Challenge. I don't care what the number is on the scale, but what I want to see is me put in hardcore effort and get better and better at every day and see a significant transformation. So walk that stage, loose skin, whatever's going on and all, cellulite, I'm sure I'll still have it. I don't really give a what. To really just commit to doing this and do that. It was on my bucket list. So I've committed to doing it. So join me for the next 11.5 months as I go through this process. And I don't know if I'll be posting videos daily, but I'll definitely be sharing my journey. And if you want to connect with me, the best way to connect with me is always my email, which I'll put in the email down below if you're interested in my plus size support groups. And on Facebook, I tend to chat the most on my facebook.com/Coach Tulin page. Is the best way if you want to be able to engage with me on a daily basis. So I hope you'll join me and just support me. I have done a lot to support a lot of other women, even in just what I share, and I'm really looking for moral support because I would be lying if I didn't tell you that this wasn't a big, scary, out of my comfort zone moment. And I appreciate the kind words and the encouragement and the positivity, negativity, and unsolicited advice. Deleted. Peace out. Until the next time.